What's so good about your starting inquiry? Actually, to tell them
what
a bit more.
Yeah, he's actually got it sound. What we've got on the inquiry, we've agreed to establish the inquiry with members of all parties in the group, and we're going to invite the Missing Persons Committee from both Cyprus and in London to actually help us in the Secretariat, and we're going to actually examine as many cases as we can individually. And we've also got Charles Thompson, who is the producer of the film The Missing. He's coming to Cyprus in the Morphle Rally, and he's going to reschedule Missing, so he's going to try and do Missing 2, total update of the original film, examining all those cases he examined then, and the stuff in the Green Line, and eventually the Council of Europe, the European Parliament, and so on. So things are happening, but a bit quicker than normal, but we just have to keep at it.
And when is the process going to start?
It has to start because we're scheduling all the structure at the moment. It will start in the new session after the summer. It will start in the autumn session, and members of the Cyprus group, all members have the right to be on the inquiry, and we will be individually inviting people in to examine each case in turn.
And for those who don't know what such a process involves, well, what do they need to know about it before they appear before the committee?
Any relative of a missing person, they can submit evidence to us. We will look at that evidence, and we will examine all of those cases individually, one by one, as many as we can do. We'll also take written evidence which is available by the UN, also the Missing Persons Committee in London and in Cyprus, to see what their records are saying, and we will ask people like the Turkish government to see if they want to say this. We'll talk to ministers who were involved at the time of the invasion. We'll talk to the relatives of people who were actively involved in trying to find out the circumstances of their relatives who are missing. And we'll talk to people who are on the Missing Persons Committee for the United Nations. And it's a wide-ranging inquiry. And David Burrows, the chairman, I'm vice chairman, Jim Sheridan, we've got a whole range of people, Andy Love, and members of all political parties, not just my party, Conservatives, and Labour, and we will be actively engaged in trying to get more information, because it's not satisfactory. Nothing's come out. It's slipped down the agenda. We're going to try and lift it back up the agenda. That's what's
And I know that one of the points is that Turkey has failed to cooperate by providing information.
Yes, that's true. But
what can the process do to put pressure on Turkey to cooperate more productively than it has done in the past? Not empty promises, but...
We're not going to give answers. What we're going to do, we're going to ask questions. And if they're not willing to answer them, that's their business. Somebody will answer. So if they're not prepared to answer, we'll get other people to answer. It's not a question of we'll keep quiet and it'll all go away. We're asking questions, and we're asking for answers. People want to give one side, they'll give one. What we're doing is gathering information. And we're saying to Turkey, this was your chance. If you want to answer it, we'll go to the UN. If you want to answer it, we'll go to Greece, we'll go to London, we'll go wherever. Court of Human Rights in Strasbourg, we'll go there, the Council of Europe, all of that. And we'll talk to people who are on this. And that's what it's about. It's about opening up information. It's about not brushing anything under the carpet. It's opening every window, every door. That's what it's about. No secrecy. Everything out in the open. And all the political parties in Parliament, in the British Parliament, Conservative, Labour, everybody is engaged. All the members have asked them if you're doing it. If the government of the UK is not willing to do it because it's not high enough on their agenda, we are going to do it. But we're going to take our advice from, people who are experts in this. We have listened to people. And if the Turkish government wants anything, Turkish Cypriots might. They have an interest in this. And so we'll keep asking the questions. It's all we're doing.
Sorry, may I ask you? Of course you can. Given the time scale that we've had nearly 4 decades, Is it still a feasible option to actually have an inquiry sort of 40 years on?
It doesn't matter whether it's 140 years. These questions have to be answered. They can't be kept secret. They're people's relatives, people's loved ones, their sons, their daughters, their wives, their husbands. They have to be answered. It is a crime for it not to be answered. The culture of the Middle East, I'm Irish, I'm half Irish. I would not rest until I found my remedy. So why should Greek Cypriots or Turkish Cypriots or anybody else, why should they think it's okay for them? They have to find out. It's their right, it's their human right. And, you know, people can't just say it happened a long time ago.
When was the communique going out about what you just told us? I think people will be very interested.
David and the committee met, and what we've agreed is that all of this will be done in the new session, and we'll set up evidence sessions and start to invite. The first people we have to get in are the Missing Persons Committee in London, and we have to get Sigidis from Cyprus, and he is going to do it. We'll be asking also members of Turkish Civic Committee if they want to give evidence, and all of this is beginning now, has been gathered together, but will be in the new session of Parliament after the summer. And you know, it's not a government who's doing it. We're having to do it ourselves. We're having to get the money together, to put the people together, to do the secretariat. But it's started.
Yes.
It's started. And you know, all we have is answers. We don't want money. We don't want bonuses. We don't want bank accounts. We want answers.
No, absolutely.
Could I also ask for anybody who might see this video, where will the inquiry actually be held? So where do people need to come in?
In the House of Commons.
And who would they have to contact? I presume the
organised. The best thing is to write to David Burrows, who's the chairman of the Cyprus group. I'm the vice chairman, but it's better. He's the chair of the group, and it's right. David Burrows MP, House of Commons, London SW1 AOAA. And if they do that, send emails, send letters, asking questions, giving whatever.
Could I ask you to tell us a bit more?
The organisation of relatives of Mrs. Cypriots is music to our ears with what we heard from Alan Meale, who's been with us for decades. Alan Meale and other supporters, human rights supporters, have been with us for a very long time. They've worked with us tirelessly to find the answers to what happened to our loved ones. And we have lately, because of the massive campaign here, our supporters have changed the attitude and the stance of the UK government. So far, the UK government, the Council of Ministers in the Council of Europe, in the Committee of Ministers Council of Europe, they were there to cheer up, to cheer everything that Turkey was doing and to calm down anything that was negative against them. This time round, they said, no, enough is enough. We want the Turkish government to provide information not only for those still missing, but also for those that have been identified. We need to know how they met their death.
Yeah.
And it's not, the Committee of Ministers could not accept the Turkish excuse that let's wait and see, let's wait for the Committee of Missing Persons to do their work first. No, the Committee of Ministers, they asked Turkey to do its own investigation. And the change of the UK government stance is not just, it didn't just happen by accident. People like Alan, like David, like Teresa Villiers, from all political parties, few but dynamic, they are here with us. They campaign and they make this change. They make this change. What we're going to ask them today is to continue, because we want a massive moral victory in the Council of Europe. For the Committee of Ministers to say what they said for the first time after 38 years, it's very, very important, it's very good. But it's a moral victory. We want the committee to continue the pressure until Turkey delivers its Turkey must deliver. And we're going to be here, and we know we're going to have the support of our Presidency Parliamentary until the day that Turkey delivers, and we find out in front of Allah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Οι περισσότεροι που έχουν αγνοούμενους ξέρουν την ιστορία, ξέρουν ολόκληρο το process, αλλά θα ήθελα να μας πείτε και κάτι στα ελληνικά για εκείνους που μπορεί να μην ξέρουν τόσο καλά τα αγγλικά.
Εδώ είμαστε μια οργάνωση συγγενών Κυπρίων αγνωμένων Ηνωμένου Βασιλείου. Βρισκόμαστε εδώ και πέρα από 30 χρόνια για να διεκδικήσουμε το δικαίωμα μας μέσω της προεξαρτικής κυβέρνησης, Βουλής και της προεξαρτικής κοινωνίας, που ξέρουμε ότι είναι σημαντική η συνδεδρομή της διεθνής αποφάσεις. Θέλουμε να αφήσουμε την φίλη της Τουρκίας επιτέλους να κάνει το σωστό και να δώσει όλες τις πληροφορίες για όσον αφορά το θέμα της αγνωμένων μας. Μέχρι τώρα δυστυχώς όλες τις προσπάθειες μας ήταν άκαρπες. Ευτυχώς τελευταίως έχουμε, όπως εξήγησα προηγουμένως, έχουμε καλές εξέλιξεις ειδικά στο Συμβούλιο της Ευρώπης, the Committee of Ministers for Human Rights in the Council of Europe. Τώρα βάζουν αρκετή πίεση προς την Τουρκία να δώσει πληροφορίες. Αυτό είναι μεγάλη ηθική νίκη για μας. Να πούν αυτά 47 χώρες του Συμβουλίου της Ευρώπης. Αλλά δεν μπορούμε να μείνουμε με αυτά. Με λόγια δεν μπορούμε και αποφάσεις δεν είναι αρκετά να μας φέρουν τους ανθρώπους μας πίσω. Και αυτό θα πιέσουμε, συνεχίσουμε να πιέσουμε εδώ, να πιέσουμε αυτή την Ευρώπη, να πιέσουμε την Τουρκία και μέχρι αυτή τη μέρα που όλοι μας θα μάθουμε τι γίνεται εκεί.
Σας ευχαριστώ.
Εγώ ευχαριστώ.
Και όλους σας.
Εμείς ευχαριστούμε για να είστε εδώ για αυτήν την εκδήλωση. Τόσα χρόνια που είμαστε εδώ, περιμένουμε, πιέζουμε, μιλούμε, αλλά δυστυχώς τίποτε δεν γίνεται. Παραφωνάζεται ρότσα και δεν να πάει νίκη.
Ακόμα μία.
Πίτερ, είμαστε έξω από το Κοινοβούλιο. Τι έχεις να πεις για τις σημερινές εκδηλώσεις?
Βρισκόμαστε εδώ έξω από το Κοινοβούλιο στη Μεγάλη Βρετανία, όπως κάθε χρόνο αυτή την περίοδο, για να εκφράσουμε την αγανάκτησή μας με τη συνεχιζόμενη κατοχή στην Κύπρο. Και έχουμε μαζί μας τους συγγενείς των αγνοωμένων. Έχω εδώ την Νίκη, η οποία έχει αδελφό, ο οποίος αγνοείται για χρόνια τώρα. Και ο πατέρας της. Και είμαστε εδώ για να εκφράσουμε την αγωνία μας, το γεγονός ότι μετά από σχεδόν 40 χρόνια συνεχίζεται αυτή η κατάσταση. Είμαστε εδώ για να υπερασπίσουμε τα δίκαια της Κύπρου και της Κυπριακής Δημοκρατίας. Και να έχουμε συνάντηση στο Κοινοβούλιο αργότερα μαζί με βουλευτές, φίλους της Κύπρου, όπως και την Υπουργό της Βρετανικής κυβέρνησης της Τερίζα Βίλιες, η οποία θα παρευρεθεί για να εκφράσει την ειρήνη με τον αγώνα μας εδώ στην Μεγάλη Βρετανία.
Ποιο είναι το κυρίως σημερινό μήνυμα στους Βρετανούς βουλευτές που θα το μεταφέρουν στη Βρετανική κυβέρνηση, μια και αναλάβαμε την Προεδρία και η θέση της Τουρκίας είναι τόσο αρνητική?
Το μήνυμά μας είναι ότι η Κύπρος σήμερα είναι ένα μέλος της Ευρωπαϊκής Ένωσης, προεδρεύει στην Ευρωπαϊκή Ένωση, αλλά η Τουρκία αρνείται να αναγνωρίσει την Κυπριακή Δημοκρατία. Αυτό είναι απαράδεκτο. Και αυτό θα είναι το κύριο μήνυμα το οποίο θα δώσουμε στην Βρετανική Βουλή απόψε. Ευχαριστώ.
Θα το βγάλω πέρα. Να βγάλουμε τον Alan Meale. Πάλι να μιλάτε. Andy, what is the message you can give to the relatives of the missing people that they are standing here today for 38 years now?
Well, it's important to show solidarity with the families of the missing people. As you say, it's 38 years and I'm standing here with the chairman of the missing group. This is the most important human rights issue facing Cyprus. We need closure for all of the families of those who have been directly affected. And it has affected almost every family living here in the United Kingdom, Cypriot family living here in the United Kingdom. And I know many, many families in Cyprus. Yet they still don't know after 38 years what has happened to their relatives. That must be changed, and I want to work with the committee through Parliament to raise this issue up the agenda to get the UK government, the European Union involved to ensure that we can deliver a closure for all of those families so badly affected in 1974.
A second question, Cyprus EU presidency and Turkey is taking a very negative position. What is the message to Turkey?
Well, the first message is congratulations to Cyprus on assuming the 6-month presidency. This puts them at the heart of Europe, which is exactly where they need to be to highlight the issues related to Cyprus. The reality is that Turkey have taken what I think is a rather surprising attitude towards this. They tell us that they are anxious to become members of the European Union. They're anxious to work with the 27 member states, yet they're refusing, first of all, to recognise one of their states, nor to engage with it during its 6-month presidency. That cannot be right. It cannot be right not just for Europe, but for Turkey. Turkey has to realise that if it wants to join, it has to play by the rules of the club. And that means recognising its members and working with it to ensure that it joins as an equal member of the European Union.
Thank you.